What's up, Pickleheads? Today we're talking about eye protection. It's been a popular subject lately. Some say it should even be mandatory. We'll talk about that, see if it should be mandatory, see if it should even be used at all.
Picklehead Podcast.
What's up, boss? Do you use protection? That's the question.
Well, as you can tell, I have one child, so I clearly do not. One pickleball child, of course, is what I'm referring to. And
Yeah.
I've tried it in the past using sunglasses and not a fan at all. Just because I don't know if I've never tried the right ones, which is probably the case, but I just feel like I see the ball slower when I have sunglasses on. And even frameless ones, just having that little gap at the bottom,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just messes with my eyes. So no, I don't use protection. I feel like you don't, right? Do you?
No, I can't. If we're talking about eye protection, for some reason, it just bothers me so bad. And I know, like,
Drives me nuts.
Sunglasses could be helpful, obviously when you're outside and in the sun. But I think it's more of a mental thing for me. But at the same time, it could just be my brain, but I feel like it's telling me, hey, you can't see the ball as well.
Yeah.
You missed that shot because you have sunglasses on, or your sunglasses might fall off any second now, and so I can't really play my game. So it really does bother me.
Yeah,
And then
I'm the same.
I know there's clear eye protection too, but I think the same thing would happen. But let me say first, she didn't start this subject, but Annalie Waters, best female pro player in the world, just recently said everyone should be wearing eye protection. Basically it should be a thing right now. Like, she's saying everyone should be wearing it. Well, she's been wearing protection for her eyes for forever. Now, I don't know if she's been wearing it because she's been worried about getting an eye injury. I would assume she's been wearing eye protection for a long time, mostly because she doesn't have good eyesight. I think they're prescription and she needs glasses, but don't quote me on that.
Who do you know? Who do you know in all of the world that has been that has received blindness from a pickleball to the face? Do you know
Exactly.
of anyone? What is she talking
Zero.
about? Literally.
Absolutely zero people. And I understand there are older people that play and it's maybe a slower reaction time. And people also say, well, if the ball ticks the net and then comes up and hits you in the eye, you don't have enough reaction time and your eye could be permanently damaged. I don't live my life that way. This is pickleball, right? I mean, it's not a baseball that's going to hit you in the eye. It's literally a pickleball. It's a plastic ball.
I don't get it. I don't understand what her comment's stemming from. She just wants everybody to look like her or something? Because I know of no one, including old people, with slow reaction times that have received an eye injury that has caused them either blindness or has ruined their vision in some way or another. I know of absolutely zero people. And I feel like I know quite a few picklers. And I feel like I would have heard about it by now, just with all of our social media presence, but I haven't heard a thing. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I know that the game's getting faster, but until someone actually has an eye pop out or something like that, I don't see it as a need. I want to see an eyeball on the ground. I want to see an eyeball on the court. And then I'll be like, all right, yeah, I'll put on some protection.
And I know there's people listening or watching right now that are like, oh, that's so inconsiderate,
But show me the
cousin
proof.
Dan just got hit in the eye and he hasn't been able to see for a week now. And I just, it's like,
show me a picture. You show me a video or a picture or show me his eyes. Give me his eyes.
So I have a few sub-subjects that relate to this. And the first one you kind of brought up already, and that's power paddles. Like, paddles definitely are getting faster.
Yeah.
me obviously being sponsored by Gearbox, I can point them out first. They do probably have the fastest paddle. Like that thing comes off there quickly.
Yeah.
But still, even then, it's not bringing me to wear eye protection. It's uncomfortable. But I can see the paddles getting, with new technology, getting even faster and faster. But still, to me, it's just kind of a plastic ball. I mean, it can only go so fast. And if it does hit you in the eye, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. We'll probably get a lot of flack for this, but I'm so against eye protection personally that I mean, there's just no way. I don't want to wear it. And obviously, you know me, Os. We never talk politics on here. I'm not about to talk politics, but I don't think anything should be mandatory, let alone eye protection.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to wear it, like, great for them. But do you think paddles will continue to get faster from here, or do you think they'll start to regulate that even more?
I think that they'll keep their same regulations right now. I don't think they want to slow down the game by any means, but I definitely don't think that they want to speed it up and turn it into something that it's not. Because I think pickleball is at its most pure form, you know, I'm not saying we're out there playing with wood, but currently where it's at right now, where it's like, okay, you can get away with speeding it up and you can have tactical speed ups that people just can't get with your paddle. Like if you go much faster than that, then it's just going to be stupid. And you're going to see people just missing. It's going to be turned into tennis or padel or something like that. Padel without walls. So I hope it doesn't. It could head in that direction. But something interesting is they actually changed the racket and the ball in racquetball back in like 1970 something. I don't know the exact date, but I think it was in the 70s. Racquetball was growing faster than almost any other sport at the time. Then they changed the racket and the ball to a faster racket and a faster ball. And then viewership went way down, and racquetball has been the same ever since, just doesn't grow at all. And it's because viewers couldn't see the ball. So it just wasn't enjoyable for them to watch. They're just like, are they even hitting the ball? Because you just can't see it because it's going so fast. Yeah. And not as many people could play at a high level either. It's not accessible to everybody. Yeah. Whereas pickleball is accessible for everybody. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you can play some pickle. So hopefully it doesn't go faster, because if it does, then it's not going to be accessible for everybody. You aren't going to see Grandpa John playing against, you know, young Timmy.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I mean, pickleball, if it continues to go faster and faster, yeah, it won't be pickleball anymore. It'll be something else.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a great point. It probably won't continue to grow. But since you brought up racquetball, I wanted to talk about that. Let's talk about racquetball for a second. Some of the comments to Annalie's post and other comments that I've heard recently around protective eyewear have been, well, we always use it in racquetball, so why don't you use it in pickleball? Well, they're two very different sports, very different speeds. They're different balls. Different proximity to your opponent. Like with racquetball, you're enclosed in a room and you're right next to that guy. Not only are you trying to protect yourself from being hit with the ball, but also being hit by the racket of your opponent that is right next to you. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's very different in my opinion.
100%. There's this sport called squash. And the guy that helped me trademark Pickleball Playbook and helped us trademark Picklehead, he's a billionaire. Okay, this guy's unbelievable. He actually invented the cereal box flap, which Spencer knows. I think I've told him, but it's like the flap that you put your cereal, that connects your cereal box together. If that makes sense, that top flap. He invented that back in the 1960s, and he got like 1/16 of a penny per box sold. And when he said he first made that deal, he's like, man, I'm never going to make my money back. He would make 1 penny per 16 boxes. And he said, but it was cool. Like my first quarter back in the 1960s, I did 250,000. I'm like, holy crap. Absolutely insane. Anyways, mega genius. He was telling me he played squash growing up. and he actually he broke his friend's mandible, I think is what it's called, right below your nose and above your teeth. He hit it with his racket, broke it, and then they went in and got it like all fixed somehow. But like that's a dangerous sport because you're literally right next to your opponent as you're playing. It's like, yeah, you need some eye protection because you're going to hit by the racket. And then second of all, the ball. But I still am of the opinion I don't think that ball is exactly going to take your eye out or ruin your vision. I mean, it absolutely could, but in comparison to a pickleball, absolutely not, is my current stance, just because I haven't seen anybody where that has happened. And I'm not a big studier of racquetball or squash, so I don't know. Maybe someone's lost an eyeball. Maybe it's plopped out on the ground or something. But I haven't seen it. So if you guys do know of anybody in racquetball, again, it's a totally different sport. But I would be interested to see if even in racquetball, someone's had an eyeball on the ground.
Yeah, we'd have to look that up. But really, I mean, the chances are very slim. So then someone's going to come back, I'll play devil's advocate, and they're going to say, yeah, even though the chances are slim, it doesn't mean that they're none.
Yeah.
Is it worth losing an eye over? And I'm responding to that person now, and I'm going to say yes, because you're not going to make eyewear mandatory for me.
Yeah. Is it worth it to go in the ocean and enjoy a good surf? It's like, yeah, it is. But is there a slight possibility you could get attacked by a shark? Absolutely. Am I thinking about it while I'm out there? Yeah. But it hasn't happened. So,
yeah. No, yeah, I feel the same way. And we're not going to go surf with a shark cage around us. So anyway, I'm glad you're of the same opinion. I didn't know before we started this pod, but I assumed.
I was rolling my eyes. Me and Spencer can't see each other right now, but I was rolling my eyes when I heard that comment. I've never even heard it. I didn't know about it from Annalie. What is she talking about? She just wants everybody to look like her, I guess.
So that's another subject too, and we'll go to that in just a minute. But let's stay on racquetball for just a second. A guy that said he played racquetball a lot. Gearbox has a racquetball division too, so they sell eyewear, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But so for racquetball, they said, yeah, there's specialty glasses that won't fog up, but lots of times sweat is an issue. Fog is an issue. If you want to wear something that you want to keep on your head, one, you look kind of dorky. That's something I guess I can get over. But then two, when those things fog up, then you can't see. But I think they have, some racquetball players were saying, well, they have like anti-fog type protective glasses that help with that. I know sweat is an issue as well. What else with racquetball? Oh, and then I also wanted relate it to baseball. Like I played a lot of, I don't think Austin really did, but I played a lot of baseball growing up, Little League. And yeah, I got a concussion from playing baseball. I could see wearing protective eyewear. There's a reason they wear helmets while playing baseball. Like it is a hard, heavy ball, and that can do some damage. But we're still talking about a plastic ball here with holes in it.
Yeah.
That's so light, if someone were to put it on your body while you were walking, you would not notice the difference in weight.
Yeah.
And then one guy commented on there, which was funny. He said, yeah, we should wear helmets too in the shower just in case we slip. So I thought that one was pretty good. Okay, so now let's jump on that other subject. So now there's companies. I know Carbon is another one recently that I saw that now wants to jump on the bandwagon and sell protective eyewear.
Oh, okay.
So these people that are agreeing with, yes, protective eyewear is needed. Most of them are like, but buy our protective eyewear that we're trying to sell so that we can make money.
Yeah, that's funny.
That could be the same thing with Annalie. I know I won't mention names, but there were two media companies that responded on there that said, yes, you need protective eyewear, and they sell protective eyewear.
Yeah.
Or they have a partnership with a company that sells protective eyewear. So how are we supposed to believe that if they just want to make sales on eyewear? I don't know.
I mean, coming from a guy who's been hit in the eye with a pickleball, I was literally playing, it was against Spencer and my brother Clay. I was playing with my partner Mitch, who's my brother-in-law. And it shanked off the tip of his paddle and went directly to my eye, like within a split second. I was like, frick, I think I have a black eye. That hurt so bad. And nothing. There was nothing there. I was like, I have to have a black eye. That hurt worse than a punch. Nothing was there. So it's like, coming from a guy who has been hit in the eye at point blank, is that what it's called? Point blank range?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, I finally got one of those right. Usually saying something random like blank point or something. That still doesn't sound right to me, though.
You got it right.
Point blank range, hit in the eye, nothing happened, and it hurt like a motherfricker, but nothing to show from it. And I thought for sure I had something to show from it. So, yeah, that's funny. I think that these companies like Raya or Rhea and Warrior Shades and a few others, I don't know. There's some bigger ones too, obviously, like Oakley. And should I just name glasses companies that I know?
Yeah.
So here's my knowledge.
Yeah, they're all paying us right now.
I bet that those comments came from those companies. That would be my guess. I know you're not naming names, but I know that they're big into pickleball. So that's funny that these paddle companies are hopping on it. But it's like, is someone going to write up a research paper and actually show me the research? Or maybe someone do some type of scientific experiment with a corpse's eyeball or something like that and show me how it affects the vision of the eyeball by the ball hitting it, that we don't have a quick enough reaction time to blink, or I don't know. And even if we don't, is it going to pop that eyeball out? What's going to happen, and how much speed does it take for that to actually happen?
I just know I would bet you money right now that we're going to get comments on this video, and there's going to be someone on there that's going to say that, obviously we don't know what we're talking about, and we're not doctors, and I'm a doctor, and this is how it could affect your eye. But I'm going to respond now verbally and say, I don't care. So
show me the proof.
Yeah. I'm not going to wear them personally. But here's the thing. So I'm getting on to the politics side of things for just a second here. This isn't very political, but I don't like to be on, talk about politics. But I'm of the view of same thing with masks when coronavirus was going on. If you want to wear a mask and you feel safer wearing a mask, then go ahead and wear it.
Yeah.
I have nothing against you wearing a mask. You can wear it whenever and wherever you like. But I am against you trying to make me wear a mask.
Yeah.
It cannot be mandatory. So same thing for protective eyewear. If you feel like it protects you and, maybe you have an eye issue and you're extra worried about it, go ahead and wear eye protection. I'm not going to stop you from wearing it. But at the same time, I will not be wearing it, and I will not be forced to wear eye protection. I just don't think it should be mandatory.
Or mandatory for that reason.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll make up that word. You know what I mean? It's mandatory. Well, just going back to what you were saying about doctors commenting on posts, it happens all the time where like I'll be explaining the new PPA serve rule. It only applies to the PPA. You have to drop it beneath your hip. So many comments. Excuse me, you need to use the right terminology there. That's not the hip. That's actually the top of your pelvis or the iliac crest. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe I'll explain that to, thousands of people that have never heard of iliac crest and who also don't think that the top of their hip is the top of their pelvis. I'll just say iliac crest. I'll throw that out there just for you, Mr. Doctor. You. Happens all the time. Cracks me up. Me and Spencer both have a doctorate in pickleball, so don't forget that.
Yeah. Anything else about protective eyewear, Ross, that you can think of?
No, just something that's interesting is some of them have, the bottom of the lens removed, and some of them don't. But me personally, both of them bug me either way. So I don't think that there's a perfect eyewear out there yet, but maybe I'll try one. And I haven't tried very many, but just the lensless, not lensless, frameless, not lensless. That's not going to do anything. But frameless, I haven't tried any that I'm like, oh wow, I can see the ball better. I just feel like I'm always slower with it. So that's why I'm against it, I guess you could say, but I'm not against people wearing it. Like Spencer was saying, I'm of the same opinion.
Yeah, that's true. There are different types too. Like, I mean, maybe you're wearing like more of a goggle type and you have full-on straps on the back. I mean, good for you if that's what you want to wear. I just any type of glasses that I've tried to wear while playing, I just can't do it. I know that some people can, but it really bothers me mentally, and yeah, I just can't do it. But good on you if you want to do that. That's your thing. But I don't think it's necessary, and but I'll let you do it if that's your thing.
Amen.
Anyway, that's the subject tonight. Go ahead and leave us a comment, guys. Let us know if you're for or against. It is interesting to hear everyone's opinion. Definitely. Austin and I are not against others' opinions, but we will make fun of you if your opinion is funny. So it's just going to happen.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Picklehead Podcast.